Okay, we are going to start by making off our large pocketed zipper bag. So we are going to run the first placement stitch on the bag. Okay, so your next step is to cut your pocket piece, which you want the length of 12 inches, 12 to 13 inches. I just did a rough cut, and then 6 inches across, because we're going to be folding this in half like this to make this the top part of the pocket. And then I'm going to do a little bit of fusible liner just on one side, just to give the pocket a little bit of stability, but you can either skip this step or add this in if you want. So I went ahead and ran the tack down stitch for our pocket, and then I went ahead and ran the placement stitching for the zipper, and I'm going to spray this down with my 505 spray and place the zipper along this line here. Okay, once you have this spray down, make sure that these pieces are well outside these lines here, that way your needle doesn't run over this or your zipper top, and put it back in and run down the placement stitch. Okay, so the next piece is going to be the front part of the bag. So this piece is approximately 16 by 6, and then I'm going to take it, fold it over in half, give that a good iron so I can get a good crease here. And then this one, I'm not going to line it. You could if you wanted to, but I don't want it to be too stiff, so I'm not going to line this piece of the bag. Okay, you're going to line this piece of fabric up with the center part of the teeth of the zipper, and you're going to run the next placement stitch. Now don't worry, we're going to be able to get this behind the pocket, but we're going to run this placement stitch first, and then I'll show you how to get this behind the pocket. Okay, so our next step is to cut the top piece of the bag. So it's going to be this piece up here, and I just cut approximately a 4 by 6 piece. I'm going to fold it over and iron it and give it that crease. Okay, so this is the secret part to getting this part behind your pocket. You're going to flap your bottom piece that was here, you're going to flap it up, and you're going to take a stitch ripper or an X-Acto blade or a small pair of scissors and go ahead and rip like a single hole from here to here through your stabilizer. Okay, so all I've done is done my stitch rip here and taken this piece of fabric and poked it through that hole. So now it's on the bottom side of my frame. Okay, so I went ahead and I pinned, I did 3 pins all the way around. This is kind of how it looks on the back. So you've got this piece laying good and flat. It's well outside of the stitch square there. So your next step is it's going to stitch outside the actual stitch lines for where you put your elastic. So go ahead and stitch those up. Okay, so here you can see where it did my placement stitches for my elastic. So you need to measure your planner or your book or whatever you're going to put it on, and then I just subtract 2 to 3 inches on my elastic so that it has a little bit of pull and it'll hang on to the book that you plan to put it on. Putting your good side of your fold over elastic, your elastic band here, down. So, and then right here on this side, you just want to make like a 3-inch loop. And that's for a pen or a pencil, so I'll show that to you in just one second. You want to move your zipper to the middle point here of your bag before you stitch this last step on. So I can't do it with one hand, but move your zipper point to right here, or just inside of your bag before you stitch on that last piece. I did 2 11 by 6 pieces of fabric. Or you could do a 22 by 6 piece and fold it in half if you want, but I wanted this to be the back side, and this to be my inner fabric. So this is going to be the outside of my bag. I did go ahead and iron on a little bit of the stabilizer to the polka dotted piece, mainly because you could see the chevron through there. So that's optional. So what you want to do with these two pieces is whatever you want the back side of your bag to be, the part that's shown on the back side of the bag is the piece you want to face down, but you want both right sides of the fabric facing out. So when you turn this inside out, this is going to be your inner lining. So it can be the exact same, or you can do two totally different pieces. These two don't need to be connected or square or anything like that. Just make sure you're placing it outside of the stitch path, and go ahead and pop it on the machine, and it's going to do that last stitch for you all the way around. Okay, so it is stitched all the way around on the outside, and you can see if you like lift up these portions that it got your elastic here. Okay, so I've cut my bag out. I've done my little snips on the side, which help you poke out, push out those end corners. So this is the back, and this is the other side. Now, okay, so I've taken all the stabilizer off the zipper piece. You're gonna unzip this and turn your bag inside out. Okay, so once you flip it inside out through this hole, you're gonna notice that this whole side is like this, and you're gonna say, where is my pocket? And it's on the opposite side. And then you have your bands here, and this is your pencil area. I went through the hole here, and I use, this little tool actually came with my handheld snap pliers, and I use this to poke these out. It has never ripped fabric before, so that's what I use to poke it out. So once you get it to this point, you are going to then turn this pocket inside out, so it's facing the other direction.